I'm back! So, last night, went in the house, had some dinner, and then got kicked out. My wife wanted to watch her shows on TV, so I came back out here. I didn't film it, but I contemplated this thing some more, and then I actually did make a few cuts. So I drafted that a ½ an inch from end to end, and then I trimmed this piece up some more so it fits better. And it actually looks like it's gonna work now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the paint back out with a paintbrush and touch up these edges just to make sure they're sealed good. And then probably gonna tack them together with a nail gun. And then I've got my 90-degree angle brackets that I'll throw in. But let's go ahead and get this thing painted up quick and tacked together. Alright, so that edge is good and coated now. You can see it should be fully sealed. So now I'm going to get the finish nailer out and tack this piece together so I can do some more trial fitting. So that's going to be the basic shape we got. Let's go slide her back in and see if it fits. I'd say that's going to be about perfect. My plan is I'm going to take probably 2 of those 90-degree braces over to this wall here, and then 2 of them to the front wall, and then I'll probably put 2 or 3 of them in this joint just to hold everything together really firm. Otherwise we should be ready to probably gonna throw those braces in and then come and paint these 2 edges. So that way everything's ready to go, and then we can lay the carpet over top and staple that in. So yeah, these are the stainless steel 90-degree braces that I bought. I bought them off of Amazon, and they actually came with stainless steel screws. The screws are 5/8, so they are going to stick out a little bit through the wood, but I think I'm going to use them and then just grind them off on the back side. That way I get really good thread engagement, and I'll just be grinding the tip off. So here's a look. Let me try and get a little better light. Got some bad shadows going. So there's a look at the 3 90-degree brackets I used. And like I said, the screws are just barely poking through. So I'm going to grab the angle grinder and grind those off quick. Otherwise, the main frame assembly for it is pretty much complete. I'll use angle brackets on here to hook it to the boat, and then on this end to hook it to the boat, and then I'll put a couple on the floor too along the center. And she should be solid as a rock. So next step, we'll grind those off quick, and then I'm probably going to set it back in there and try and get my lid going before I paint those edges, because I don't want to have to wait for those to dry overnight. I want to try and get all my parts ready to go. So we'll grind those off and set it back in there and do some test fitting for the lid. Well, I did get into the paint a little bit, but I want them to be good and flush, so I'll have to do a little bit of touch up on them, but that's okay. Let's get her thrown back in. Ow! That was the hitch of the boat, right to the shin. and we'll get it measured up for the lid. So I can start working on that. I'm gonna have to go grab my square, make sure it's all squared up, and then we'll take some measurements. So right there, she's sitting pretty square. Got about 11 1/8 and 10 5/8. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Oh, probably just right to 12 inches, and then I need to leave it a little bit long too, because this corner right here is not 90 degrees. So if you put the square on it, you can see, oh, it's probably 3 or 5 degrees off. So I'm gonna have to figure out what that angle is and then cut that into the lid, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'll cut my lid at 12 inches by, oh, probably 42, 43. Yeah, if I go 12 by 43, I'll have plenty of material. So let's do that quick, and we should be rocking and rolling after that. So there is our 12-inch lid piece. So probably use this side that I know is good and square. Get it all tucked in there, and then measure this overhanging lip so I know what my angle to cut that lid at is going to be. And then this side, to fill that gap, I'm going to have to make a cut over here on this edge too. So that one's going to be more of a guess and get it to fit. I guess I can measure the gap here and then just take that off of this end over here too. Should get us pretty close. But otherwise, the fit up of it looks pretty damn good. Once you put carpet on there, it should be almost perfectly level with that rail. That's going to be sweet. So let's do a little measuring. I might anchor the actual sidewalls down, just so that I know that they're square and I don't have to worry about my measurements being off. Throw a couple of those angle brackets in just to make sure everything works. But otherwise, it looks like it's going to work good. I'm just going to throw a couple screws in there to hold it for now. Probably 3 screws. I got 5 in my hand. But 3 should hold it down and square. There. We should be able to get our measurements. Everything's pretty square. my gap on this end, the gap on this end is about 3/8 to the outside edge. So if I cut, let me go get a pencil and make sure I can mark that. So the edge of my lid is going to be there. So I need to cut 3/8 off of here, like so. She should be close. Let's go find out. Basically right on the money. Got a tight gap all the way around through the corner. I still got quite a bit of overhang on this side. I didn't cut it off at 43, so that was still 48. And then of course this overlap under there. So let's get it where we want it. And then I should be able to just take my pencil and go underneath all the way around. And that should be my lid size, so. That is it. I'm gonna put the straight edge on it. And hit it again, make those lines a little bit darker and make sure that they're straight, but that should be the exact size of my lid, and I might even give it like an 1/8 inch so the lid overlaps a little bit, so if any water does hit it, it'll run down the side and not try and come into the box. So just a tiny bit of overlap. I'm gonna get this cut out and I'll be right back here in the blink of an eye. We're back. Wrong side. And look at that. Perfect fit. It's got a nice gap there. This end has a little tiny overhang. Then the front will have a little bit more overhang when I put the hinge in. And I am going to sand these sharp corners down just so they don't break off. They have a tendency, you know, if you start kicking them with your feet, or whoever's sitting in this seat's going to want to rest their foot right there. So I just want that to be nice and round so it doesn't poke through the carpet or the corner of the wood breaks off. But yeah, this looks amazing.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
It's gonna be sweet. So basically it'll open up like this. You'll be able to shove all your rods in there. The only other thing I have to do is open up that hole that goes up into the front deck, make that a little bit bigger so it's easier to tuck more rods in. But yeah, I mean, it's coming together nicely. But I think that's probably going to wrap this video up. In the next video I'll probably finish this project, complete all of the carpet work, and I also bought some special prizes for this box, so we're going to accessorize it a little bit, just take it to the next level. So stay tuned for the next one. Thanks again, guys, for stopping by. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.